Hi, my name is Scott Guy, and I'll be your guide and helpmate in the Lyric Lab. This is designed to be kind of an overview of some fundamentals of the craft of lyric writing for musical theater. This topic is vast. It's complex, and it involves technical stuff and emotional stuff and collaboration. So this particular lab is focusing on some fundamentals. It comes in 6 units, and those units correspond to progressions, rhyme, prosody, scansion, formatting, and spotting a song. The structure of any given unit is as follows. There's some variants, but it's basically there's an opening lecture that might come in 1 or 2 or 3 different pieces. There'll be a handout that you can download or view on your device to accompany the lecture. Then there'll be a series of exercises or further explanations on the basic lecture. Further details. I'll go further into the mechanics or give further examples. Some of those are going to be optional. Many of those are going to be recommended. Talk to you in a sec about those. Then you'll have the option of looking at those exercises or maybe doing some written exercises on your own. Then you can take a test. Maybe test yourself on the material, and the computer will grade you on that. Then there'll be an assignment that you actually hand in for feedback. They'll pretty much follow that same standard thing. I want to talk a little bit about those further details. Like, for instance, if the lecture that I've given to you in conjunction with a handout is enough for you to feel like, oh, I got it, understand it, thank you, well done, nice and terse, there's no need for you to look at the additional examples and the additional videos. On the other hand, I highly recommend it because it's my experience that you could say, no, I got it, great, and then you move on, and you do. You have it for a moment, you pass the test, whew, great, done. Whereas if you spend just a little bit more time with me, the exercise video portions are not that long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 40, and a spot or 2. But what I will do is to go a little bit more slowly over the material and reinforce it again, and reinforce it again. And I believe that in conjunction with the test and the assignment, that is enough to make it stick. So I would urge you, go ahead and invest just that last more bit of energy and time and go through the further explanation with me. Besides, it's fun. Don't you want to spend more time with me? Say yes. Say yes now, because there's much more to come. That concludes the overview, but to prove my point, now what I'm going to do is to expand a little bit on what I mean by progressions and rhyme and prosody and scansion and formatting and spotting a song. If you feel like, nope, I'm good, I got it, no need to listen to the rest of this. On the other hand, I'm going to expand a little bit further by what I mean about progressions and so on, and prosody, and give you a little bit further insight as to what's ahead. So your choice, much rides in the balance here. You could turn me off now, bye-bye. Or keep going for just a handful more minutes and get further insight as I reinforce. You with me? You with me? You stuck with me. I love you. I want to expand a little bit on progressions, rhyme, prosody, scansion, formatting, spotting a song, and what's up ahead for you. In the progressions unit, we'll start with an explanation of the AABA song form. and we'll talk about what song structure you might choose, the structure of songs in musical theater, and why AABA has become so powerful in musical theater, what's strong about it, and why it's lasted for so long. We will talk about progressions, which are ways to have the song include some action or have the character go through some change during the song, as opposed to a static moment in the theater. Something changes during a musical theater song. So we'll talk about such progressions as a problem-solution progression. I got a problem, here's what I'm going to do about it, and how to navigate your way through a song which takes that journey. A viewpoint progression, in which the character states a viewpoint and then analyzes it and then either abandons it or reinforces it, usually reinforces it. And then we'll talk about a couple other progressions, like a calendar progression, a pronoun progression, geography progression. These are tips and tricks that you can use just to give forward motion to your song lyrics. In the unit on rhyme, we'll talk about how to identify and create perfect rhyme, and not only how to do it, but why to do it, the importance of rhyme. And along the way, we will talk about rhyme in modern, contemporary musicals, and how important it was and how less important it is today, and what's taken its place, and what are contemporary substitutes for rhyme, and how pop music and its near rhymes, because it has fused in so many shows in Broadway, how the pop song has had an effect on rhyme. And included there will be my opinions about that. Hint, I miss rhyme and advocate use of it even in a pop song. So a little bit of controversy there to look forward to. Woo. The third unit is prosody, which is matching syllables with music. I don't know if you know that word, prosody. It's essentially lining the stress of the music up with the syllables of the lyrics so that it makes sense. So that you're not pronouncing words like this so that they're weirdly pronounced. The study of that is the study of prosody. It's quite complex and nuanced, but vitally important to musical theater, which is an auditory art form. You hear the lyric, you don't see it. So a lyric functions differently from the way poetry functions. And you need to be able to, an audience is hearing the lyric for the first time, sometimes the only time. So there's a real importance to get the stress of what you're trying to say to match up with the music so that you can convey what you're trying to say. That whole unit is called prosody. Then there's a very academic digression about scansion. Don't know if you remember that word. I don't even know if that word is still taught in schools. It's basically putting marks on the page where the accent is and where the metrical feet are lying, so that if you've got a song which is going ba-da-da, 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 it's a physical way to mark it. There's some vocabulary involved and some metric analysis to allow a lyricist to interact with either music, perhaps you're writing music yourself, or interact with the composer and speak a rhythmic language together so that your prosody is improved. Scansion is an old school way to mark syllables that will help you make your prosody better. Fascinating stuff, and again, very complex, but tough. Those two together, prosody and scansion, are the hardest units. It's a lot to learn, a lot to do. The assignments are complex, but really rewarding. And once you've got progressions, prosody, and scansion under your belt, you'll really have a grip on how to make the sound of a musical theater lyric sing, I guess is the word. Then there's a unit on formatting, getting your script and lyric ready for producers. It doesn't usually fall just to the lyricist to prepare the script. Often the lyricist is the first person to go with it, and then the book writer goes next. The composer then prepares the score, and then this unit on formatting talks to you about how to prepare an integrated script and score ready for workshopping or for readings or that kind of thing, where it goes piece of book, and then lyric, and then music, then book, lyric, music, book, lyric, music, book, lyric, music, to allow the actors to keep turning pages, and no one has to flip back at the end of a song and say, where were we? That's an integrated script and score. Talk you through the formatting of that for workshopping and for rehearsals. And then separately, how to prepare scripts that are going to go to producers. Because it's different. They don't want it integrated. They're like, what's with all this? Where's the music? They want the music together and the script and lyrics together. So that unit is how to prepare something so that you look like your script is professionally formatted. Then lastly, we'll wrap up with song spotting. This is the mechanics of coming up with possibilities for songs, for more possible songs than you'll ever cram into your musical, figuring out how to analyze the book for the action or for character arc, or how to get the characters more involved, more emotional, and have the conflict be stronger so that so that you're more motivated to sing, how to increase the stakes, how to increase the conflict, how to place the song at the emotional climax of the scene and the emotional climax of the music. Song spotting is the notion of getting the whole creative team together and saying, great, that's a possibility for the song. What else could we do at the same moment? Great, what else could we do? What else could we do? What else could we do? Maybe it's a duet, maybe it's a trio, maybe it's a dance. Maybe we combine scene 5 with 7, 8, and 9. Maybe it's a solo, maybe it's a dream sequence, etc. Spotting a song should happen after you've got a sense of the outline and the characters, probably even a first draft of the book. You don't want to start deciding songs too soon, otherwise they don't ultimately fit or don't make sense, or you're having to work so hard to, fuse them and change them in order to save a great song. If you can hold off be a little bit patient of writing the song until after song spotting, you stand a much stronger chance of having more powerful songs that tell the story and that help convey the character's emotional journey. So that is the road ahead, my friends. I urge you to go in the order that I have presented it to, because it does build. You do want to do prosody and then scansion. You want to start with progressions so that you have a sense of the creative stuff. One last caveat. This Lyric Lab is designed to give you a bunch of tools and then to show you how to sharpen the tools. As a consequence, you're going to be asked to write in very specific boxes. I almost mean that literally. There'll be some units in which you're literally having to write a lyric which fits into ba-da-da, 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 ba-bop. Find syllables that go ba-da-da, 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 bop, bop. And there's no leeway. If you do ba-da-da, ba-da-da, bop, 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 that's not acceptable. And the reason that's not acceptable is because there will be times when you're presented with a piece of music, or vice versa. The composer is looking at your lyric in which you need command of the syllables. You need for it to go ba-da-dot and not dot-dot. And so this will give you the tools and the ability to know how to identify the shape of the word you're looking for. Let's say you're looking. This came up in one of the units I just taped. You're looking for a trisyllabic word that means love, but it has to go, ba-da-da. And but you've written blah 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 love, but the music it goes ba-da-da. So you figure out what, and it has to rhyme, and it has to fit in that spot. And so you go to your rhyming dictionary in the triple rhymes and that are going ba-da-da, 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 and then you find in your thesaurus under love, there's this word ecstasy, and ecstasy, that's going to do it. And you know that because I have taught you how to identify that foot looks like ba-da-da. It's a dactyl. Dactyl. Can you say dactyl? You'll say dactyl later. And so I want you to write, for the Lyric Lab, I want you to write in a box, deliberately boxing you in so that you can sharpen that tool. I am not telling you that's how to write a lyric. I am not telling you, if you feel like I've tied your hands and I can't stand it, where's my creativity? I'm not telling you all lyrics must go ba-da-da, 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 or they're no good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in order to make best use of this Lyric Lab, you have to be really precise and really exacting, and then later when it's over, you'll have these really sharp tools, and then you can be creative. So if you're feeling frustrated and stifled and put inside of a box, just hold that and know that later on the other side of the Lyric Lab, you're going to love having these tools, but they're not going to work for you if you don't know how to use them. So this Lyric Lab forces you to use these tools. And so there's a lot of rigidity to it, but it's for a purpose. Any questions? Nope, I don't hear anything from you. Okay, great. Thank you, welcome aboard, and have at it. Enjoy those progressions and everything else that follows.